The next part, moving up the shoulder pads, is the stretch fabric shoulder pads here that covers the sleeves. You can see the difference right here. I don't know if this is, like I said before, where Crye obviously doesn't have an SOP for which direction the pattern goes on the inside of the plate bags. Right here you can see, I don't know if Crye does or not, but Semapo gear, both shoulder pads, they ran the pattern wrong. Instead of doing a vertical pattern like the Crye Precision, they actually ran it horizontal like the body of the vest itself, which is not a huge, it's not a huge detail. Honestly, I only noticed it because I'm a detail nut for most of my vests, and that was a big thing, was I wanted to compare these two to see how close Semapo could get to Crye Precision. The other thing is the Velcro. It's the exact same Velcro, the two-sided micro Velcro, hook and loop stuff, exact same size. Obviously, there's a color difference. Now, Semapo gear actually is not wrong in this color difference, because if you look at older generations of the JPC that Crye makes, they actually used to use this real light tan color micro Velcro. So this actually is not wrong in this coloring. I mean, it's not close to mine. It's obviously way different in coloration, but it's not wrong. Moving back from there, I forgot to cover this in the Flyye when I was comparing Flyye to the Crye Precision, but the sizing right here, this is another note, a big. This is really the only thing that bugs me about the Semapo gear, NJPC. And like I said again, it's just because I'm a stickler for details, and I went into this with extremely high expectations because I love their NCPC that I own. It's my favorite vest next to my Crye Precision JPC. I mean, they're my top two rigs of all time that I've owned. So what I was talking about is the actual measurement of this cut right here, the spacing between the plate bag and this little triangle. So you can see it's about the width of my thumb, Front is good. Where if I flip it over, you've got about the width, a little more than the width of my thumb. Where on Semapo gear, way off. It's like 1.5 my thumbs, almost, almost 2 of my thumbs side by side. So I don't know how they kind of missed that minor detail, but it just kind of bugs me. I mean, I don't see it obviously when I'm wearing it because it's the back of my plate carrier, but knowing it there it just bugs me. It's like one of my biggest pet peeve about this. I mean, everything else was just perfect. We'll go back to the front here of these guys. So we'll open up the flap. You can see coloring of the Velcro is pretty much spot on. My Crye looks a little bit darker, but I think that's more attributed to the batch of Velcro it came from. Maybe the dye was not as thick, or they used a different brand, but it's pretty much the exact same. They did the design right. The one full square. They have the rollover with it, so you've got a nice place to grab to rip it open. It's kind of hard to see here because the JPC panels. But you've got the same design, the big square, single row on top, and then you've got the kind of the molly loop ones at the bottom for, groin protector or whatever you want to wear there. Get these guys opened up here for you, and we will go to the inside of the plate bags. So once again, spot on to Crye. I mean, the mesh is exactly the same. It's the same 3D thickness mesh. Spot on. Stretch material, exactly the same. The 500D Cordura in the middle. The stitching for the plate bags, exactly the same. The one thing that Semapo gear doesn't have is a tag here for the sizing tag. They didn't keep it 100% sterile, which doesn't bug me because I actually really like how Semapo gear has kind of made their own version of the Crye Precision tag that they have on their combat pants, like their AC pants and stuff. I actually like this style. It looks cool, and the placement they put it in hasn't bothered me. I've noticed maybe when I'm wearing a thin t-shirt, the corners kind of, catch a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to notice it with my combat shirt on and out in the middle of, you know, BB wars there. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. Like I said again, we'll talk about the patterns, the pattern runs, you know, the orientation of the pattern. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It even looks like Semapo Gear's center panel here is running vertical orientation, where their stretch panels are running horizontal. So I mean, it's kind of opposite of Crye. So I really don't think there's like a standard for which direction the orientation, you know, of the pattern itself should be running for this particular part of the plate carrier. So it's not, you know, it's not going to deter me from the vest by any means. You don't see it, it's on the inside. Next we'll jump down to the buckles here. Like I said before, Duraflex buckles for Crye Precision. The Semapo gear is running, I believe it's IT Nexus if I remember right. It's kind of hard, yeah, it looks like IT Nexus maybe. Let's see. Yep, ITW Nexus. So yeah, they're, you know, high quality buckles. A lot of other companies use these ITW stuff. It's real good, high quality stuff. So we'll jump down to the cummerbund here. So as you can see, identical setups as the Crye Precision. Webbing's all the same, stitching's all the same. You've got the ribbon with the stiffener in it. The one thing that Semapo Gear did spot on was they used the exact same thickness and type of stiffener. I mean, you can't see it. It's really hard to try and picture in here, but they used the same thing. It's that kind of almost like a carbon fiber weave for the stiffener in there, but it's spot on, exactly like Crye Precision. One of the other points that I forgot to mention on the Flyye JPC is the actual shock cord here. It's kind of hard to see because my buddy's got my yoke on the back of it. But if you compare it, Crye's is a coyote, like real thick coyote color shock cord webbing, or shock cord. Semapo Gear, kind of the same thing. It's not coyote, it's more of like that khaki color to it, but it's the same thickness. Crye's almost, I guess it's about the same thickness, but it's like this real light tan. So that's not, you know, it's not going to deter you once again from buying it, but it is a difference. The one thing that really bugged me and my teammate here about this Flyye JPC is the size of the cummerbund. Alright, so as I mentioned before, he's a big guy. I've kind of got this JPC orgy going on right here now, guys. Sorry about that. So he's a big guy. So he bought an extra large JPC. So he was expecting an extra large cummerbund. One thing that Flyye screwed up on is the size of the cummerbund itself for an extra large plate carrier. We counted it out and it's actually 3 or 4 less molly rows compared to the Crye Precision large cummerbund. So you can kind of see it here. He's got this thing stretched out to the very max in order to fit around him. He's a real big barrel-chested guy. So that was a real big disappointment. So we're thinking we're going to try and find him another replacement cummerbund. Maybe order the extra large, extra large AVS cummerbund, the 3-band, to see if that will fit. If any of you guys out there own the 3-band AVS cummerbund and can count the actual molly rows for me and just want to leave it in the comments, that would be fantastic. I haven't been able to find a good answer to that one of how long their actual cummerbund is for the large, extra large. If you guys could help me out there, that would be sweet. If you're curious about the brand of the yoke, this is also Flyye, the 1000D Cordura. Really, I think that about covers it for the comparison review, guys. Once again, I'll just give you a quick shot of the front here. The Semapo Gear, the Flyye, and Crye Precision. Alright guys, well that was my comparison review of the Flyye Swift or JPC plate carrier, the Semapo Gear NJPC carrier, and the Crye Precision JPC, all in multicam. Thanks for watching. Like I said, this is my first review of gear, guns, you know, what have you, for Airsoft, BB Wars, Milsim. I plan on doing a few more of these. If there's stuff you guys want to see, feel free to chime in the comments. Please follow, rate, subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram at Combat Junkies Airsoft. We also have a team forum that you guys are welcome to check out. We always post lots of stuff there, lots of pictures, what have you. You can kind of keep an eye on what events we're attending. We're always chatting amongst ourselves on there. That's at combatjunkiesairsoft.proboards.com. Thanks guys. Have a good one.